Is this the best kept secret? Is this the best kept secret in French white wine? We're gonna blind taste these.
No idea.
Yeah, he doesn't have an idea. Find out, and that's coming up right now.
Right now!
For me, when it comes to great whites of the world, I think France is on top. I think
It's one of the maker.
German Riesling, but France definitely. And this is maybe one of the best kept secrets in French white wine. Wines that you love, right?
Yeah. Rhone Valley. If I say Châteauneuf, what do you think about? It was told Châteauneuf.
We're thinking about reds, but no, we are going to be blind tasting Châteauneuf-du-Pape whites.
Basically, Châteauneuf-du-Pape white wines represent 3 to 5% of the production, and they tend to work with a lot of classic grape like Grenache Blanc, Roussanne, Clairette, and Bourboulenc, and then a lot of tiny jewels like forgotten varieties that makes amazing wine. It's one of the jewel and the tricks of Châteauneuf is to have all these ingredients to make a beautiful wine. And why I love white wines, especially white Châteauneuf and a lot of stuff, it's because I think white wine is the color that has been forgotten in France, but also in Spain, in Italy, worldwide.
I love whites. I love them.
It's so easy to do good reds, but to do good white wine, honestly, it's a pain in the ass. It takes a lot of skills.
Most even wine geeks don't even know that Châteauneuf-du-Pape makes white wines, actually. Why do you love them?
Because they're unique. It's like little gems and they're hard to find. It's not entry-level price, if we can say. It's usually 30 to 40, 50, 60 and even higher. It's just because it's so special. You will find some that are more traditional, some more oaky, and some that's gonna be so much more on the freshness.
When they're really good, but I'm disappointed sometimes because they're lacking acidity. So let's get into tasting, right? If there is one region in France that I think I have a good professional grasp of, is definitely Châteauneuf-du-Pape, because I've been visiting there often. Fabien's been showing me around France. Châteauneuf-du-Pape is the one region where I could show him a few producers I think I liked.
Milking the cow, milking the cow. So you said blind tasting.
Blind taste.
I'm good.
We're gonna taste two at a time.
Pretty deep.
There are two different styles already. Châteauneuf whites can be very different, made in very different ways. Everything from stainless steel to concrete to wood. I like the nose on the first one.
First one seems more solar, more ripe, more rich. More freshness, more waxy, more floral notes. Honey on the second one, I would say. He's just drinking, he's not talking.
I'm concentrating, Fabien. I like one a lot. I think why I like Châteauneuf whites when they're done well, they have lime and guava type flavors with stone and mineral notes. Makes them unique, not just another boring Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay. Although Roussanne based blends can sometimes taste like barrel fermented Chardonnay. What do you think?
Yeah.
The hard thing about these Châteauneuf whites is they're so versatile. There's 18 permanent grapes in Châteauneuf-du-Pape. 9 of them are white. You can make a Châteauneuf-du-Pape white out of 100% of a grape, or you can blend a lot, so that's what makes it difficult. You can age it in all different types of vessels, oak, concrete, but they're not cheap. Actually though, I have to say one of the most memorable white wines I've had in years, the Bocasto Viedine Châteauneuf-du-Pape white made out of Roussanne. Do you think Châteauneuf-du-Pape whites are worth the price? Because they're pretty expensive. They're gonna start at 35 euros, probably.
If you want something more affordable, more crispy, you can find some nice whites in Côte d'Ivoire. And like we got also the Vaqueras that we tried from Monterus, the mineral cuvée, pretty mind-blowing.
When you're drinking Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blancs, don't think crispy whites. These are big, phenolic white wines. A lot of body, like sometimes lacking acidity. 3 of these, okay, my top one is very crystal clear. 2 and 3 for me are kind of tied, and 4 for me is very clear. What about you?
Clear.
Ready for the reveal? In the form of Activate! Okay. What was your least favorite?
Number 2.
We were definitely on the same way on this. For me, it was a simple flavor, doesn't have the mineral complexity, and you said the alcohol was...
The alcohol, and it was so warm on the back end of the mouth. It's something that I'm sure after 1 glass I'm probably like...
It's good wine, but out of these 4, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's something that maybe if you open in like 2-3 years, it will be definitely better.
Okay, let's see what this is, shall we? I thought this would be number 1 because I love this producer. That's why blind tasting is
Fail, Mathieu. Fail.
Blind tasting is so interesting.
Va des rétro, Satanas.
This is the Domaine Chante Cigale Châteauneuf-du-Pape 2020. Young, like you said. The reason I'm so shocked, you're looking for bottling date?
Yeah.
The reason I'm so shocked is their top white, the extrait, is phenomenal one. It's the second best Châteauneuf-du-Pape white I've ever had. But I've liked this white in the past, but this out of the
Grenache Blanc, Clairette, Roussanne, Bourboulin, and Picpoul. 14%, but honestly on the tasting it felt, let's say, unbalanced because you really get this.
Here's the good thing, because it was still good wine, but we like these three better. Chante Cigale is one of the cheaper Châteauneuf-du-Papes. In a good way, I think good value for money. Sometimes you can get them for 25, 30 bucks worldwide. Okay, what is in third place for you? Because this is hard for me.
Number 3.
We are exactly I think we're exactly the same. This was third place for me. Second and third was really close.
It had more balance than the first one, but it still felt pretty closed. It was like pretty tight and...
What do you mean by closed?
Pretty flat, not showing too much. A bit of fruit notes, aromatic notes, but not showing off like those guys. So let's say this one was a 2020 vintage, so that might be also a 2020 vintage. And when you go to white wine, if they're available for sale, they're ready to drink, but it doesn't mean that they're at their best. Usually white wine, 2020 vintage, you skip for 1 year, so you should wait in a way minimum 2022 to start drinking 2020 vintage.
One wine producer once told me, some red wines need bottle age, all white wines do. So you need at least one
Even
bottle.
Suave.
Yeah.
Suave is better after 1 year.
So this was close for me, 2 and 3, these two were close. This just had more complexity and length. But still has some lime guava-y flavors. Let's see what it is. You think it's young or you think it's a year? Another year on it.
2020 vintage, I would guess.
Châteauneuf-du-Pape whites aren't known to, aside from exceptions, you want to drink them on the younger side. You love this producer.
Charbonnière.
This is Domaine de la Charbonnière Châteauneuf-du-Pape 2020. I just had this. I just did a short on this a little while ago. I still think it was very good.
It's good, but it's too young.
These other three, they were really, really good wines. It was just splitting hairs. What was in second place? First of all, why do you like this producer? Traditional producer.
Traditional, but it's one of the few that has a lot of finesse into the wine, and they probably work a lot on sandy salts or something like this because you can really feel it. It's very traditional, but very elegant. A lot of finesse there.
Okay.
It's not Pinocchio-ish.
Which he means doesn't have a lot of wood. I think this aged all in concrete. What is it? But I think if I remember right, it's the same thing. Grenache Blanc, Roussanne. I think there's Clairette, Picpoul.
Number 2.
We're the same, actually. We're the same.
I wanted to retaste because now that I retaste it, it's good, but it needs to breathe. It gets almost this like cardboard back end, which I'm like, I think just needs to get some air inside to clear it up, but that's...
Just one note too, when you're blind tasting, you tend to be a little bit too critical, I think, in terms of if you're just pop pouring and enjoying. For me, it's really good. I just thought one was more rounded and balanced. So you think this has nice complexity though, right? This one?
Yeah.
I think this is really good. Stony, lemon, lime, guava, white pineapple. Let's see what it is. I do not know this producer very well. This is Domaine André Mathieu 2019 Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc.
Good shit.
You would recommend this?
Yeah, good shit.
Here's the thing between the two. I think this was more of the top two we like. This is more Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc-y. This is more kind of internet, could be like barrel fermented Chardonnay going that way, round, kind of creamy.
I haven't seen Chardonnay yet in Châteauneuf.
No, I mean that was style, right?
Yeah.
Why did you like it?
More generous, but it's not overpowering. It's not exuberant. It's just like a nice fat Côte de Bœuf.
I knew instantly after I tasted all this was my favorite. You ready to reveal?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, so.
And this is not Châteauneuf-du-Pape.
It's a white Burgundy! I do not know this producer at all. Domaine de la Côte.
Domaine de la Côte de l'Ange.
So this is
The Heel of the Angel.
Châteauneuf-du-Pape 2019. I do not know this producer at all. I think this is exceptional wine. Since it's not a famous producer, since I know Châteauneuf well, I bet you this is less expensive out of all of them. So it's so
And strangely, the two that we preferred were another vintage. The two that we liked the least were 2020.
Maybe.
And where we got there is 2019, our favorites.
And maybe 2020 will come around. Last words on Châteauneuf-du-Pape Blanc. What do you think people should try?
Just fucking drink it.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos like this. We'll see you soon.
Cheers.
You like that? Which one are we gonna drink tonight?
Let's open the 4, screw it.